Okay, let's be honest. When most of us get ready to sell our house, we start off with nothing but the best of intentions, yet in some ways, we just might be our own worst enemy. Let's take a look at 5 ways we sabotage ourselves right now. My name is Andrew Finney, and my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. If you need help finding a top agent near you, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. All right, my friend, let's take a closer look at the ways that a lot of us sometimes sabotage ourselves getting ready to sell our home. The first one is making bad color choices. Now, I'm sure you've been into your friend's house, if it's not your own house, and you have those really bold colors. You got that bright, vibrant cherry red wall, or that bright fluorescent green area that you've accented. Those accents are well and good when you're living in the home, and that's the color choice that you want. When it comes time to sell your home, neutral palettes tend to rule the day. The lighter earth tone colors like the beige or a honey oat, or the colors that we see when we go into a builder's model home. These are the colors that we should be leaning towards when it comes time to sell our home. I know that repainting your house is probably one of the last things that you really want to do before you put your house on the market. Yet, if you don't want to sabotage yourself, make sure that you're neutralizing the color palette so that it's open to a broader spectrum of home buyers. Those jewel tone colors that you may have enjoyed, but the home buyers may not necessarily love them. Keep in mind, when you list your home, we're really playing Match.com. We gotta put your home in the best light, make sure it smells right, that it looks right, to attract as many would-be suitors, also known as a home buyer, to purchase your home. So we gotta get everything right when we're asking a buyer to marry, in many cases, a 30-year mortgage to buy your home. The second way that you could be sabotaging yourself is that you have too much of your own personal taste in your home. Again, this goes back to the fact that when you live there, yes, it should be absolutely everything that you want because it's your kingdom. But when we're looking at playmatch.com, when we're looking at getting buyers into your home to purchase your home, we've got to make it less personal. This does include taking down your personal photos, but we also need to talk about your decor. In some cases, some people are in the taxidermy and they have stuffed peacocks, stuffed lions up on the wall. That's really going to probably freak out a lot of buyers whenever they're wondering if a lion's going to sit there and roar at them when they're trying to figure out if it's the right place for them to call home. Let's be honest with you and have this conversation now. It's so much easier to fix before you go on the market, before you have your professional photography done, than it is to try to adjust course when you go on the market. In fact, if you're thinking about going on the market, why not take a trip around your house right now and look at all the different areas that you have the pictures of your kids or the pictures of your family or anything that you believe that could remotely put off a would-be home buyer in your home, and go ahead and start taking those things down and packing it out. Let's face it, when it comes time to sell your home, getting it right from the beginning is going to be an awesome start for you, and it's going to help you be able to move on to where you want to go next. And after all, aren't you going to have to move out anyways? Yeah? So why not go ahead and start packing out now? The third way people sabotage themselves are having stinky odors in their house. Now, this is one of those things that a lot of people try not to offend their friends, even those ones that have like really bad BO, and we all know someone, either a coworker or a friend that has it, and yet we're like, you know, we really don't want to be offensive, so sometimes you don't say something even though you're pretty offended that they smell the way they do, right? I mean, this is realistic, and I know that you know exactly somebody like that. It's the same thing with a house. If your house stinks, it smells like oil, like a cat box or a dog poop or something, it's going to turn off buyers. We got to be honest with ourselves, because even though you may live in that environment now and become accustomed to it, or even cigarette smoke, the nicotine from cigarettes would have stuck in the drapes, it would have stuck in the wall, cat urine would have stuck into the baseboards, as with dog urine. It could really make for a really bad situation. So let's be honest with ourselves and get it right from the beginning. Nobody wants to buy a stinky home because they can't even see the home if they can't get past the smell. Go ahead and refresh your house now. Air out your house. Give it a deep cleaning to make sure that it's sparkling clean and fresh and inviting to would-be homebuyers that make them want to stay longer as they contemplate the offer they want to make on your house. The fourth thing that people do to sabotage themselves are having difficult showing conditions. And these are those ones that say, hey, you know what, Andrew, I don't want the lockbox in my home. I don't want people coming by from my house in between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. But I'm open for showings between 1:15 p.m. and 4 p.m. But I don't want anyone in my house after like 4:03 p.m. because that's when I get home and I want to be able to enjoy my house. So if you're going to be limiting the showings on your house, this is going to be a big issue. If you're going to make make it so that it's convenient to you because of your work schedule, think about the buyer, that they also have a job and they need to be able to come and see the house. Not enabling a listing agent to put a lockbox on your home is a detriment to a lot of buyer agents that want to go show your home while you might not be home. Something to think about and something to consider is, yes, obviously having a lockbox on your home, but also if you have set times that you would like to show your home, have that conversation with your listing agent, make your home as available as possible, and just say, hey, you know, we can do showings up to like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., but after that, we'd like to have it for a family. That's cool. Buyers are going to respect that and they're going to get that. Just make sure that your listing agent shares that information with the buyer's agent to set up the showings. On the weekends, obviously, you're going to want to be able to try to get as many people in as possible when most people are off of work. That's when a lot of people go and look at homes, or in the evenings when they're off of work and on the weekends when they have their free time. Let's open up your house and make sure that it's available for anybody and everybody to come by and see. If not, what you're going to be facing is price reductions because you're not going to be getting any offers. And the longer your house is on the market, the less inclined buyers are to make an offer, because unfortunately they're going to start wondering what's wrong with the house. And there might not be anything wrong with the house, there's just something wrong with the showing conditions. Enable free reign of the showing conditions and you'll find yourself in a much better position inviting buyers in, which will result in offers for you. The fifth sabotaging mistake that people make is hiding problem areas. You know those homes when you walk in and all of a sudden they got a fresh coat of paint and it's like one swatch on one wall and there's nothing else that's been touched? Yeah, normally that's a sign that something's trying to be hidden. It could have been mold, it could have been a crack, it could have been a lot of things that they were trying to hide. But what are we talking about now? We're talking about all the thoughts and all the speculation that goes into, why was that one area wall painted and nothing else in the house? It might hide it for the short term, but it will come out upon a home inspection, and a savvy home buyer or a savvy buyer agent is going to know to take specific note of that. And if the buyer makes an offer on your house, they're going to share that information with the home inspector and say, hey, we really need you to take a very close look at this specific area. We don't know what's going on, but it doesn't fit with everything else. The best thing that you can do is give full honest disclosure. Consider the fact that we as people do absolutely wonderful with great news. We do okay with bad news so long as we know, but when someone tries to hide something from us or someone doesn't tell us something, we get really, really angry, don't we? Let's make sure that doesn't happen with you and open up the honesty, open up the transparency by having honest communication. Far better to disclose it up front or fix the problem, and if you can't fix the problem and you're looking at selling the house as is, disclosing it up front so a buyer knows, let them know how to plan moving forward with that house. At the end of the day, how would you feel if someone was hiding something from you? It wouldn't be cool, right? So let's treat each other with respect and dignity. We're always stronger together and better together than we are not. So let's treat each other right in the way that we would like to be treated. Okay, my friends, so now that you know the 5 ways a lot of people sabotage themselves and sometimes they don't even know about it, let's talk about the 4 things you should not do when listing your house and the 11 reasons why your home isn't selling. Looking forward to our next conversation. We'll see you in a few.